Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Welcome to Monday, 9:01. That's the time on this 4th day of March. March the 4th be with you. We got a great show today. Going to be talking to Calvary Baptist here in about 18 minutes or so, but who's counting? Then coming up at 10:30, our conversation with Hayner Library and all of that in between today coming on the show. You got any questions for me, any comments, any questions for guests? 618-759-7469. That's 618-759-7469. It's been a busy weekend. You know, one of those where I don't know how you guys felt. You know, I just felt like I really didn't have that much time to get things done. I will say I did get my first ejection over the weekend. I don't think I deserved it, but, and I'm talking in terms of coaching soccer. First time I've ever been tossed. My first time I got tossed in 12, 15 years since I played. I only got one red card. But I just thought it was terrible. I wanted to share that with you, that I got thrown out for absolutely no reason today at 9:02. But here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update. You'll join myself, 70,000 people in the know each and every day of the work weekend on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. You heard Mark Miller on Friday talking about that daily email update, and so many of you utilize it. So thank you for doing so. At 9:03, here is what's happening around the Riverbend. Dan Brandon, our content director, gives us the first story of the week out of East St. Louis. The Illinois State Police are investigating a traffic crash where the squad car was struck by a vehicle driven by a Belleville woman. Here's what we know. The trooper was transported to an area hospital for treatment of injuries and was released. The driver of the Buick, 55-year-old Billy Snively of Belleville, was uninjured and charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, improper lane usage, failure to reduce speed to avoid an accident, and the move-over law, failure to yield to stationary emergency vehicle. On March the 1st, at approximately 11:53 p.m., Illinois State Police officials investigated a traffic crash involving an ISP trooper's squad car that was hit by a motorist who failed to move over on the Interstate 64 eastbound in the area of milepost 1.5 in St. Clair County. An ISP trooper was blocking the far right lane of traffic on Interstate 64 near that milepost due to a prior incident in that area. The squad car was stationary with the emergency lights activated. The trooper was inside the vehicle when it was struck on the driver's side rear by a Buick LaCrosse. In 2022, ISP had 23 move-over law-related crashes where 8 troopers sustained injuries. In 2023, ISP had 21 move-over law-related crashes. In 2024, as it sits, ISP has suffered 10 to date. ISP reminds the public that the move-over law requires all drivers to move over when approaching an emergency vehicle or any vehicle with their emergency or hazard lights activated. A person who violates the move-over law commits a business offense and faces a fine of no less than $250 or more than $10,000 for a first offense. If the violation results in injury of another person, the violator's driver's license will be suspended by a mandatory period for anywhere between 6 months to 2 years. Additional information can be found online at the ISP website. Out of Alton, Tycon Builders celebrated the reopening of their business with a ribbon-cutting ceremony on Friday, March the 1st. The roofing contracting business has recovered after a fire, quote, decimated, end quote, the inside of their building last year. Director of Operations Jim Keller explained to RiverBender.com. Business never stopped during the renovation process, however. The renovated building, located at 3414 College Avenue in Alton, marks a new chapter for the company. It's devastated the building, and it's been quite a process to rebuild and keep all of our clients, said owner Paul Yost. So it was quite the last year getting everything done, but we're very proud of it, and it turned out a little better than it was, so we're thankful for that. Yost thanked his employees for their continued devotion to Tycon Builders and the work they put in to keep the business operational throughout the past year. Yost and Keller both noted that the crew worked many hours to meet deadlines and repair the building while they were also keeping their clients satisfied. For Keller, the well-attended ribbon cutting underscores how important community is to Tycon Builders. Yost started the company in 1985, and they have come to know many community members and businesses through their work as contractors. Keller noted that they have many repeat customers and people who come to them for all of their roofing needs, and this company feels as it has helped keep the business going the community has through any hardships, including last year's fire. For more information about Tycon Builders, you can visit their official website at tyconbuilders.net. Dan Brandon reporting out of East St. Louis. A U.S. district judge has ordered a Swansea man to repay the federal government $1.2 million after he admitted to using an East St. Louis market in a fraud scheme to obtain SNAP benefits. Ahmad H. Namai, 65, pled guilty to one count of unlawful acquisition of SNAP benefits in August of 2023. In addition to repaying the government, he has been sentenced to 5 years of imprisonment and 2 years of supervised release. Many of Americans rely on SNAP benefits to provide nutritious food for their families, but individuals who misuse the program to commit fraud and enrich themselves are breaking federal law. A quote from United States Attorney Rochelle Odd-Crow. The federal government funds the SNAP program to provide food benefits to low-income families, and according to court documents, the defendant had been disqualified from the program in the past, but regained admittance to the program by reapplying using the names of various family members. In his latest venture, he used Eastside Meat Market in East St. Louis to accept SNAP cards loaded with benefits in exchange for cash and other ineligible items from at least August 2017 until November of 2021. Also in the news, Dalton Brown reporting out of Edwardsville, 3 individuals have been charged with possession of controlled substances, including meth and fentanyl, as well as intent to deliver, according to recent Madison County Court documents. Stephen L. Scott, 54, of Alton, was charged on February the 16th with unlawful possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine and unlawful possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance. Scott allegedly possessed over 15 grams of methamphetamine and multiple baggies of meth and fentanyl, according to a petition to deny his pretrial release. Scott reportedly had an extensive criminal history and was on mandatory supervised release from the Illinois Department of Corrections at the time of his latest offense. His latest case was presented by the East Alton Police Department. He was charged with a Class X felony for the meth charge and a Class 2 felony for the fentanyl charge. Court documents indicate he was remanded to be held in jail until his initial court appearance. Stephen A. Meter, 63, of Sullivan, Illinois, was charged with unlawful possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine and possession of a controlled substance on February the 11th. Meter allegedly possessed 100 or more grams, but less than 400 grams of methamphetamine, as well as an undisclosed amount of fentanyl, according to court documents. A petition to deny his pretrial release states Meter was a passenger in a vehicle involved in a traffic stop during which officers located 176 grams of meth under his seat, an amount consistent with intent to deliver. He also possessed an undisclosed amount of substance containing fentanyl. Meter was charged with a Class X felony for the meth and intent to deliver charge and a Class 4 felony for the fentanyl possession charge. His case was presented by the Madison County Sheriff's Office, and he was remanded to be held in jail until his initial appearance in court. Patrick E. Donnelly, 62, of Granite City, was charged with one count of unlawful possession of less than 5 grams of methamphetamine. On February the 15th, he was charged with a Class 3 felony, and the case presented by the Granite City Police Department has since been released on his signature of conditions of pretrial release order. Out of Godfrey, the Village of Godfrey's waste drop-off location located at 1433 Stamper Lane will reopen at Godfrey residence on Saturday, March the 9th, this Saturday. The site will be open and accept yard waste on Tuesdays and Saturdays from 9 a.m. until noon. Located on to the west of Glazebrook Park, residents can enter the fenced area where an employee will then verify residency and assist in unloaded the bagged yard waste from the vehicle before proceeding around the circular drive and exiting back onto Stamper Lane. All yard waste, leaves, grass clippings, foliage, and small branches must be bagged in brown recyclable yard waste bags found at area hardware stores. These bags are available in multiple locations. There is no limit to the number of bags that can be dropped off. No unbagged item will be accepted, and limbs cannot exceed 4 inches in diameter and must be broken into smaller pieces in order to fit inside these bags. At the time of the drop-off, individuals will be asked to provide a valid Illinois driver's license or state ID showing their Godfrey residency. If the person dropping off is doing so on behalf of a Godfrey resident, maybe for the older adults out there, they must have a photo of the resident's driver's license or state ID and a utility bill, both of those components with matching addresses. The drop-off site will be monitored via surveillance cameras, and an attendant must be on duty at the site for drop-off. If misuse or dumping should occur, this service can be discontinued at any time, and no refunds for purchased stickers will be given. For questions, call Village Hall at 618-466-3324. Out of Park Ridge, early Friday morning, Steve Newcomb, an Illinois Department of Transportation Emergency Traffic Patrol person and Teamster steward, on Friday, February the 29th, pulled 2 women, ages 18 and 19 years old, from a burning vehicle on I-94 near Addison Street in Chicago. Newcomb, a 22 veteran of IDOT, said this was the first time he had to pull someone from the burning vehicle. Several have described Newcomb as a hero and have proclaimed he saved the lives of the 2 females injured in this crash. Here's what we know. Illinois State Police said the car was a Toyota Camry and it struck a concrete median near I-90 southbound around 2 a.m. on Friday. The women were transported to Masonic Hospital in what was described as serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Newcomb stated he didn't know what would have happened if the 2 females had been in the smoke for any longer than they were on Friday. Here's his quote. "My job is to help keep people safe on our roadways, and that's why I knew I had to do something to help those motorists this morning. I am so relieved I was there to take action to get these women to safety. Keeping people safe is what we do at Local 700, and I'm just glad I was able to do my part. Steve Newcomb is a hero, full stop," said Local 700 President Raymond Williams. Every day, the dedicated public servants of Local 700 work to keep our community safe. This morning, Steve went above and beyond, and for that, we all owe him a debt of gratitude. Thank you to Steve and all of the first responder union members who help keep us safe on the roadways. Local 700 encourages all motorists to stay safe on Chicagoland roadways and always to buckle up. And we wanted to bring you that story because it shows how important those IDOT crew members really are for all of us driving on our interstates. Out of Alton, Alton Memorial Hospital shared with RiverBender.com on Friday, March the 1st, there were 2 leap day babies born on February the 29th. How cool is that? The babies were Raymond Elliott Forrester, and they are in the first photo. A lot of you shared and liked it. And the second is Emerald Paradise Miracle Kiha. Raymond Elliott Forrester was born at 10:15 p.m. on February 29th. He almost made it to March 1st at Alton Memorial Hospital. The baby was born at 6 pounds 14 ounces, and the parents are Christian and Aaron Forrester of Godfrey. Congratulations to all of us at RiverBender.com. This baby is the first child of Christian and Aaron. Aaron's parents are Jeff and Teresa Griffin of Godfrey, and Christian's parents are Krista and Kevin Forrester, who live in Florida but are from Alton. The baby was delivered by Dr. Rachel Durham, an OBGYN with Alton Multi-Specialists. We celebrate Raymond's birthday on March 1st most years since he was born so late in the day. That's what the couple said when deciding when to celebrate the little one's birthday. Emerald was born at 4:16 p.m. on February 29th in Mom's kitchen. Before paramedics arrived, the baby weighed 5 pounds 11 ounces at birth. The parents of Emerald are Anthony Glenn and Jasmine Kia of Alton. This is Jasmine's 11th child. The couple said they might celebrate each year on March the 28th with 4 cakes. The information was submitted by Dave Whaley, and thank you so much for submitting this over to us. Let's take a quick check at your weather forecast today. If you can have the opportunity to be outside today, you better, because we're getting rain the rest of the week. Today, currently as it sits at 61 degrees, it feels like 64. It will be breezy and very warm with some sun, then clouds. Then tonight, plenty of clouds with a heavy thunderstorm. Thunderstorms can bring flooding downpours, damaging wind gusts, and even an isolated tornado is what they're calling for. We're just relaying that to you from our weather desk. Temperatures will reach 76 degrees today, drop down to 55 overnight. On Tuesday, a high of 58, a low of 41. On Wednesday, a high of 60, a low of 40. But on Thursday and Friday, here's where you have to watch out. On Thursday, a high of 60, an 81% chance of a downpour. On Friday, currently a high of 60, a low of 36, with a 90% chance we're getting some thunderstorms on Friday. But let's take a look at Alton Skycam. You can see the sun peering through those clouds in downtown Alton. A lot of cars in and out of the roads today. The Alton Amphitheater, Clark Bridge looking great. And then all of downtown Alton, like the Cracker Factory, Mineral Springs Mall, and so much more that you can see right there on our screen. You can see that camera in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com/weather. And for time and temperature, always 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He is your local State Farm agent. Hey, before I take a quick break, let me fill you in. Alton Little Theater is very excited about Alabama story. Now, I know that this is something that Lee Cox and I have already talked about, but this is shaping up to be a really great and relevant show. Now, if you go to altonlittletheater.org, that's altonlittletheater.org, you'll find all the information on this wonderful show, including upcoming shows that you don't want to miss. Now, Alabama story is directed by Lee Cox and Gail Drillinger, 2 talented performers and directors, and it's a relevant story about one town's and one librarian's journey to understand the value of books and civil discourse. The play has national recognition as a must-see piece of theater, so you really need to go out there and check this one out, as Alton Little Theater is wrapping up their 90th birthday, one of the oldest little theaters in the country, the oldest, most continuous in the state of Illinois, and you need to support them as they are wrapping up that 90th birthday. I will see you on March the 15th, 16th, 17th, the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and the 24th. The evening shows at 7:30 p.m. and then the 2 matinee shows, March the 17th and March the 24th at 2 p.m. You go to altonlittletheater.org. That's altonlittletheater.org for ticket information, or call Michael right now at the box office. He's ready for you to call, 618-462-3205. That's 618-462-3205. And once you call, get your tickets for Alabama Story. You say, hey, fill me in on the 91st season. I want my season tickets, where you can save tons of money by supporting a local institution and the best performers in our area. Give them a call, and don't forget to tell them that CJ sent you their way. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, lads. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail
1024, welcome back. First interview of the week goes to Calvary Baptist, Calvary Christian School. We got trivia night coming up in a few short weeks, but before we dive in, we got Dave Mike Wade in the studio. I am really glad I read that Alton Memorial story now, you know? No. But with that being said, I've really seen that you guys have had just a really good couple of months. I've been seeing all the Facebook posts, seeing folks getting excited about the Christian school and then all the other programs you have at Calvary. It's got to be a good time to be over at the church.
It is. It's a busy time for sure. Yeah, we've had a lot of interest in the school. We started taking enrollments and doing family interviews in January. And so, every week we're getting contacts from families, asking questions, coming in for interviews. And so, we've had a lot of interest and a lot of good conversations, and plans are moving toward August.
Well, and that's what I think a lot of families really wanted to find an organization, an opportunity for education where it has some spiritual compass to it, you know, and that's what a lot of students are missing out on right now and a lot of other schools and districts, and it's great that we have this opportunity.
Sure.
And one way to do that is trivia night to support that and really get the word out and let folks know that Calvary Christian School is here and ready to go. But before that, guys, I got to break the ice here. Wade, you live in the same neighborhood as my parents, and I just wanted to finally say this. If you hear me yelling at my dog in the afternoon when I pick him up, it's because he will not go in the car with me. He wants to stay over at Grandma's house.
He don't want to go home.
Yeah, so if you hear me screaming like a banshee, I promise I'm good to the dog. It's just he is stubborn and won't leave. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I just had to throw that out there today. But this trivia night is going to be really exciting. March the 22nd. You see that on your screen, and this goes towards the school, I'm guessing?
It does, yeah. The proceeds will go to help just with startup costs for the school. I mean, as you can imagine, starting a school, there's all kinds of things that are needed just for classrooms and all the rest. So the proceeds will all go toward helping us start up.
Really cool, and I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nosy, so I did some digging and started looking up the Calvary Trivia Night and saw that, Dave, there's some really great rounds of trivia that are getting ready to hit. I saw your comment that kind of described some of them. Do you want to fill me in?
Yeah, what we're going to do is it's 10 rounds, and it's all about 20th century history. So 10 rounds, one round on each decade. So some of the folks there will have been around for more decades than others. But they should still all know everything. It's nothing, it's the high points of each decade. So it's going to be fun. So I love doing these. I was at a trivia night a couple weeks ago for the Riverbend CEO.
Oh, I was there.
And the host that night was really, really good. I enjoyed his work. Oh, that was you.
Oh, see, I heard he was a jerk, They did a good job, I thought, at their trivia night, too.
Yeah, we enjoyed it, except I didn't win. So.
Yeah, neither did I. But I think it's really cool because trivia nights are difficult. I didn't realize all the components that go into it because there's some trivia enthusiasts in this town that enjoy some quality questions and some quality rounds. And who's in charge of putting all the questions together?
That was me. I've done this before. In fact, I've done most of the questions that are coming up. It was several years ago for a totally different organization, so the chances of anybody being there that night who was at that one are pretty slim. And even if they were, people don't remember.
I don't know.
It's trivial,
Right.
So,
I don't know what I had for breakfast, Dave.
Exactly. But it's fun. Yeah.
And if, Dave, you don't mind me asking, take me through your experience with Calvary, and why you're, doing this trivia night and the time that you're dedicating to it as well.
Well, I've been a member at Calvary for 31 plus years, which even predates the Dobsons coming in by about 3 or 4 years. I grew up right here in town. I grew up at Upper Alton Baptist, a few blocks away. But I've been at Calvary for 30 years, and as far I was in the newspaper business for a long time. Worked at the Telegraph, and before that, some other places. But I've been at Alton Memorial for a few years. And we've done trivia nights there. And when I first went to a trivia night 20 years ago, I thought, this is fantastic. This is right up my alley. Right. I love these. I love playing in them. Then eventually, I started hosting them and coming up with questions. That's just something I love to do. So I look forward to this one. It's going to be a great event.
If you don't mind, I'm a newbie. I'm a rookie trivia night hoster. So I got to ask a veteran. What's your first step in really bringing that crowd under control?
That can be tough. Yeah, you gotta kind of grab them by the throat figuratively and say it's time to start. That's the big thing.
Yep.
They're getting together and they're having a good time, and it's like, okay, it's time to start, and everybody, you gotta just okay, everybody quiet down, and when it's time for the questions, you got to listen to them, because there's a mixture of people. There are some people there who are just there to have fun. They can care less if they win or not, and that's fine. But there are other people who want to hear the questions because they want to answer it and get it right.
Just don't do any zoom-in pictures on this one.
Yeah.
That was tough.
I got to admit, I didn't really love that category.
I did not a lot of people. Well, in getting back just to this school overall, this trivia night's a great way to kind of get everyone in a more comfortable setting, let the hair down, take the hairspray out, and just be a part of it, and really get that sense of community that Calvary Christian School is bringing and utilizing, I think, that's a huge portion of me that's invaluable of this event.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of the things that we wanted to provide, whether it's the trivia night or we're going to have a silent auction that night as well. Going to have some great items there for that. We wanted to provide an opportunity where, like you said, people can just come. It's low key. They're with their friends, with their family, can have a good time, and at the same time know that they're supporting the school. And it's just a good night of kind of fellowship together.
Well, and if I don't want to put myself out there, but I'm going to. There's a lot of churches that are around here that are really wonderful, but I think what you guys do better than anybody is the community outreach and support that you do with working with, so many, whether it's a sports team, or cooking meals or whatever you do, providing location space. You really put your money where the mouth is when you say, hey, be a part of the community. We're opening our doors for everyone. And you guys have done that for decades, and that's why I think you're a step ahead and able to really launch this Christian school too.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing that's always, I think, been important to us, CJ. We've always asked the question, if Calvary was gone tomorrow, if we were gone from this community tomorrow, would the community notice? Mm-hmm. And that's an important question for us, because obviously I think any church wants to answer that question to be a resounding yes. But we want our presence felt not because of us, not because of Calvary or our name, but obviously for the glory of God, and we want to advance the cause of Christ in our community, and we want that to be felt. Sure.
Well, and that's what I just, going back to the importance of all of this, it is really just a lot of times, too, you get some folks that, will go, hey, I really want to, bring you in. I really want to bring you in. I want you to come see what we have to offer, but the doors are never really that much open. It's kind of, you have to knock still to get inside, and you guys don't. You open your doors up, and that's why I think it works. And that's a great quote, and I wish a lot more businesses in town, anyone, would think about that. Are they going to remember us if the doors close tomorrow? Yeah. And I definitely think that we're all going to remember Calvary. There ain't no doubt in my mind, regardless. Mike, how's everything going in youth services?
Good, doing well. We actually have, and we'll talk more about this as the months get closer, but VBS this year's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So when people come to trivia night, we'll have information on all the kids' programs, obviously, because it's going to be trivia night for the school. But like you said, with parents and families looking for different school options right now, we just want people to know that we're here, and check it out. It might be the fit that they've been looking for a while. Well,
and this is something when I went to private school, because I kind of had a little bit of I had a hybrid learning system growing up. I was private until middle school, went over to the middle school, and then stayed in the district. But the lessons that I was taught in elementary school, and just that word that was kind of being brought down to me from the private school that I went to, it really put me a step ahead in terms of critical thinking and really having that moral compass. And I think that's why that's really one of the most invaluable things you can teach, especially at the youth levels, is to have that type of compass and have that gauge of what's right and wrong. And I think that's why so many parents are looking at this going, yes, absolutely. Yeah. And so why don't we do this? It's 9:33. I got to pay a bill. We'll come back, learn more about silent auction items. We'll promote trivia night some more, and we'll talk more Calvary Christian School.
Great. Sounds good.
Right after this on RiverBender.com.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Perhaps I may become a highwayman again, or I may simply be a single drop of rain.
9:35. Welcome back to this 4th day of March. You know, I hate Pi Day. You know, just because we're 10 days away from it. I am so tired of the pie, puns, and like 314 day, I like 316 day better with Steve Austin, and really just going and having some fun. But as we get back to this, I mentioned silent auction items, which I didn't realize in my couple of years just being here, how much of a draw that is alone, because you can really come up with some great prizes and support the school at the same time. Do we have an idea of what we're going to be winning out there?
Well, I know there's, I don't know exactly how many items we have. We've got a couple members of our board and our education council that are working on that for us. I know we've got some great gift card baskets with a lot of good gift cards from local businesses and places like that. We've got, I know there's a pretty substantial grilling basket for, our outdoor enthusiasts. We've got some photographers that are giving away family sessions and some different things like that. We've got several items. I know they're in the several $100 range just in terms of value of what's there. And so there's going to be some really good silent auction items, Jeff, for anybody that's interested in that.
Just another reason to go out and support. And Dave, you and I were talking, great point, because I'm not the best trivia guy. I'm a good supporter. I'm good at kind of saying, yeah, that's a good answer. I'd go with that one. I'd never put out my answer first. I always wait to let people know they were right all along. But this is really about supporting just the, the school, Calvary as a whole. And just going back to why I think the Riverbend region is so special is the fact that our community does come out and support these types of things. Dave, what are your thoughts?
That, that for any trivia night, you never lose sight of the fact that you're there to support whatever the cause is. I've had people this through the years. You ask people who trivia night. Well, I'm not that good at trivia. It's like it doesn't matter,
right?
Even though it's called a trivia night, it sounds like it's the main point of the night. It really isn't. And you're on a team. For people who don't know how a trivia night works, you're on a team of probably 8 people. And people I think people sometimes think they're going to be standing up in front of the crowd and have put on the spot to answer a question. Doesn't work that way. You're writing your answer down. You're one of people on a team. If you don't know a thing all night, you still might win if the rest of your team if the rest of your team is smart. But at some point, the other thing is being on a team. At some point, the winning team, probably everybody at some point during the night does contribute something.
Right.
They'll ask something at some point. Others are better at others, but there's something you'll know. And as my wife always says, it's a lot more fun sometimes if you don't know the answer, because then you can kind of make up a stupid one.
Yeah. Well, and just like that, if you've never been a part of it, there's something. It's really good to test your knowledge every once in a while, and it's always good just for that mental fitness level alone. And thinking back, and man, in 1990, who was here? And just having those discussions, because it helps you kind of get out of the everyday funk of just the 9-to-5er mentality, and get you to think a little bit more too.
Yeah, it's amazing how I guess I've always been pretty good at remembering things. I don't spend any. People say, "Well, are you going to study up for a trivia night?" There's no way to do that.
No,
because the questions are so random. So, but I've been pretty good at that. But it's fun to kind of research these things and make sure you got the right. You don't want to have a situation where you give the answer and somebody comes up and that's not right.
That's always the worst feeling in the world.
I don't think I've had that very often because I kind of research my answers really, and you have to ask the right kind of questions. There's no room. It's got to be a definite answer. It's not like somebody's opinion on something. It's got to be a definite who, what, when type of thing.
Well, I've noticed that media people are hell of trivia players, because it's the things you do at your work, and you're like, oh yeah, that did happen a couple of years, in 2009, that was the event. And then just getting back, where is this at? Is this at Calvary Baptist?
It is. Yep. It's on our campus. It's in our gym. So if you're familiar with our campus, our parking lot's a big hill, and so you just go to the bottom of the hill basically, and that's where you enter for the gym. But yeah, it's in our gym. Starts at 7:00. The doors open at 6. We're providing soda, popcorn, and of course, most people know at trivia nights that's part of the fun is bringing your own food and stocking up your table. So people can certainly, like I said, come in early. Doors open at 6 and kind of get their tables ready so that when Dave grabs them by the throat, as he said, at 7 o'clock, we're ready to roll.
I really need to do that about 6:50.
That's right.
Kind of start to reel them in a little bit.
You're right, because of the congregating times. You're right. Well, and just getting back to this, how much are tickets?
It's $15 a person, or so you can sign up as an individual or a couple, or you can call us and reserve a full table of 8 for $120.
That's really a reasonable thing,
just $15 a person, and we're just asking folks if they would just call the church 618-462-8816, and that's the easiest way just to sign up for, like I said, for a whole table or just as an individual or a couple, however you want to do it.
Well, I just love the idea that you're making it affordable too, because sometimes trivia nights do get a little costly, and but I like the fact that you're really sticking to the mission of opening the doors and just saying, come and experience this, and you don't have to be a member of the church to be a part of this. This is a great opportunity. A lot of folks are always looking, maybe they aren't getting the fulfillment, at their current organization, or maybe haven't found that next home, for their spiritual journey, and this is a great way to go in, get the gauge and the vibe of the church, the organization, in a different setting,
Yeah, it's no different than our Sunday morning worship. We don't want just our members to come. We
right.
want visitors.
100%.
Same thing. Yeah.
We got to grow. Well,
Absolutely.
and too, in a world where more and more you're starting to see people turning to faith, because and I've started to notice that, especially with you got the I hate to say it, but influencers like Mark Wahlberg and all these folks that are saying, hey, it's okay to pray. It's cool to pray. It's great to practice your faith. And even locally, more and more people I'm seeing are really starting to turn that way with all the nastiness going on around the world and here locally too.
CJ, people are looking for a community. They're looking for ways to fit in and belong.
Yeah.
And there's not a greater thing to belong to than God's family. And when you come away from trivia, and I know Dave and Pastor Wade can talk about this, you always come away with a story.
Yep.
Or many stories that you can share as a community. So.
Well, you're right. And that's what I think's cool, is just that rubbing shoulders and, realizing it's okay to have fun. I think we're in a society where, people are actually scared to enjoy themselves a little bit, and I don't know why that is. It just seems that way, where everyone's still, it's not like, there's a chip on your shoulder, but we're just a little wound tight. And this is a perfect way to go and just, enjoy,
Absolutely.
And then I wanted to ask you about the high school day coming up.
Yeah, so a lot of people in regards to the school, CJ, have asked, which is a very logical question, what grades are you going to offer?
Right.
So basically, as we've prepared for the school launching in August, first day of school is August 20th, and so we're looking ahead to that. We've prepared in terms of we're putting curriculum together and all of that for K through 12. But that will depend on our enrollment, right? And so we've had a lot more interest in the high school option. What are you guys thinking about doing for those age groups? So enough to where we felt like we needed to offer a night just for interest and information, just for parents of high schoolers. And so we're doing that coming up on March the 18th. It's the Monday of the week of trivia
busy
night.
Week.
Yeah, it's that Monday. At 6:30 in our gym, same location as the trivia night, and it's for parents, like I said, parents of high schoolers who just want to get more information or want to ask questions, just particularly about that part of what we're planning. And so you can go to our website. Folks can go to our website. It's CalvaryChristianAlton.com, and if you go to the website, the first thing that pops up is a place to RSVP for the high school night if they're interested in that. We've had several families already that have done that. And that's something else we're looking forward to here in a couple weeks.
Well, and that's what I think is really cool, is as established as Calvary is in the area, to see you guys keep evolving and opening up these different doors to opportunity, and whether or not it's for educational purposes, for spiritual purposes, or community purposes, like Mike, you were saying. I mean, it's all there, and that's why I love watching this, because you guys really do have chapters of your book, and that's what it's great to see what the next chapter is going to bring. And I can only imagine the conversations you're having with these parents too, that are saying, here's what I'm noticing with my child, here's what I'm noticing in their education, and here's what I would like to see. And do you have those quite a bit where they have kind of just their thoughts on what's going on?
Absolutely, and a lot of people have asked because we say that we're doing family interviews and like, well, what does that look like?
Right.
It's the first thing that it's the first contact we have with every family. If someone asks a question about the school, we say, hey, set up a family interview, and it's a chance for them to come in. We sit down for 30 minutes with some of the members of our ed council, and they just get to ask questions. We get to share with them what we're doing. They get to find out what we're doing, but they get to. It's as much them interviewing us as anything else. And
right.
You don't get that a lot today in terms of just a family being able to come sit down with those who might be educating their kids and say, these are my kids. This is what's going on with them. These are their needs, and kind of really personalize and individualize education and
right.
talk about their specific child. And so we're excited to be able to do that.
That's a great point because you aren't doing it. I've always had an issue with parent-teacher conferences because a lot of parents work during the times that parent-teacher conferences go on, and it's hard for them to find time away. And that's why I think it's great to have these times set aside where you're meeting on this decided base, and you're coming in and really having that conversation that you all can focus on. It's not, all right, yeah, I know, they need to quit talking, let's get through it and let's go. This is a really in-depth conversation to figure out the needs of both sides, too.
Absolutely, that's what it is. Yep.
Love it. And then, Dave, I got to ask, because we got to get back to trivia here. Coming up March the 22nd at 6:30, doors open?
7. Doors open at 6, trivia starts at 7.
Dang it, I was almost right. It's a Monday. In your opinion, Dave, what's going to be the most difficult round of trivia?
Probably the first one, because that's the first decade of the 20th century. Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's when my boss just started walking around.
Going back to, so you better study up on what happened in 1902.
A lot.
Yeah.
That's With that being said, Mike, anything going down at the youth level you want to fill us in on before I say bye for now?
Yeah, with the kids, we have we have Easter services coming up March 31st, and we're going to have 2 services at 8 and 10:30 with a breakfast in between for anyone that wants to come in and just grab some food. But the kids are going to be doing a song on Easter morning about Christ rising from the dead because he's our Savior. So they've been practicing that, and they're really excited about that. But there's always a lot. Anyone out there can go to calvarycaresforyou.org to learn more about what's going on. There's always a lot going on at Calvary for kids and for students.
100%. Wade, anything else we need to hit on?
I think we've covered it. We're excited, and we'd love to any families who are out there who just want to sit down and have a conversation with us about the school and what we're doing. We'd love to do that. And like I said, the website's the best way to do that. CalvaryChristianAlton.com. They can request a family interview there. They can join our contact list just so they'll get our newsletters and keep up with everything that's going on. So.
100%. And I highly encourage you to just to check it out. If not, you don't have to make that definite decision, but just realize there's always alternatives out there if you aren't being fulfilled, and this is the best way just to go ask questions without being committed.
Sure.
And I really like that about this. And whether or not you go to Calvary Cares for You or you want to learn more about the Christian school, Calvary does care for its community, whether or not it's for trivia nights or just any type of community-oriented event that they do. And I highly encourage you to check it out March the 22nd. Get your table of 8 or just go by yourself and join a table. Experience the camaraderie and experience Calvary Baptist and Calvary Christian School. Opening its doors August 20th.
August 20th, first day of school.
And they're ready for you. At 9:48, we'll take a quick pause and we'll come back and wrap up the night after this in downtown Alton. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, woman-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mike Keith. This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
.952, welcome back. Daily show on this Monday morning, hitting you back in the face. Hey, on this date in history, a couple of things. On this date, in 1933, FDR was inaugurated as President of the United States. In 1974, People magazine launched. That's a pretty important date. Lucille Ball filed for divorce from Desi Arnaz on this date in 1960. And then going way back to the early United States in 1789, government under the United States Constitution began on March the 4th on this date in history. Other important days, Ronald Reagan and Nancy Davis married, one of the biggest power couples in politics at the time. Andrew Jackson held an open house at the White House on this date in 1829. That's fascinating. In 1966, John Lennon made the comment that the Beatles were bigger than Jesus, sparked his first major controversy. In 1952, Ernest Hemingway finished The Old Man and the Sea. In 1994, John Candy, the legendary actor, died on this date. In 1944, Louis Lepke Buchalter, the head of Murder, Inc., is executed. In 2005, Martha Stewart's released from prison, more street cred than I have. In 1861, Abraham Lincoln inaugurated as President of the United States. And then in 1776, American forces occupied Dorchester Heights in the American Revolution. And the first cases reported in the deadly flu pandemic of 1918 happened on March the 4th, 1918, on this date in history. Let's take a look at music. Couple of things. In 2015, Daryl Hall and John Oates were suing cereal maker Early Bird Foods and Company over the company's use of the name Hall & Oates for their maple syrup granola bars. The two musicians accused the Brooklyn-based firm of infringing on their trademark with the packet of cereal, deliberately creating a phonic play on the band's well-known name. I don't know if they ever won on that one. I didn't look. On this date, in 2003, a noisy neighbor was banned from playing her music and had her stereo system impounded after she had played Cliff Richard music too loudly. 23-year-old Sion Davies was fined $1,700, about £1,000 at the time, plus court costs, after environmental protection officers really raided her flat in Porth Rhondda, Wales, and seized 15 amplifiers and speakers, plus 135 CDs and cassette tapes. The disc found in her CD player was Cliff Richard's single, Peace in Our Time. A spokesman for Cliff Richard's organization said he was delighted to hear that somebody in their early 20s was owning one of his many recordings. He added Cliff would not want anyone to play his music, so it could cause a nuisance. But that happened. The Environmental Protection Agency for speakers? Oh, get out of here. Come on. So in 2002, Doreen Waddell, singer with Soul to Soul, was killed after attempting to run across the A27 in Brighton, England, after being caught shoplifting. That's terrible. In 2001, Village People singer Glenn Hughes died of lung cancer at the age of 50. Man. In his Manhattan apartment in New York, he was the original biker character in the disco group who soared in 1978 with their UK #1 and their US #2 single, The YMCA. In 1994, Kurt Cobain was rushed to a hospital after overdosing on alcohol and drugs in a Rome hotel during a Nirvana European tour. Cobain had taken 50 to 60 pills of Rohypnol mixed with champagne. Rumors on the internet claim that Kurt was already dead. In 1993, Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown became parents when Whitney gave birth to a baby, Bobby Christina Brown. Bobby went on to become a reality television and media personality and singer and actress. Brown died in hospice care on July 26th at the age of 22 years old after being found face down in a bathtub in her Georgia home. She was later placed into a medically induced coma. In 1986, American songwriter Howard Greensfield died at the age of 50 due to a brain tumor. Working out of the famous Brill Building with Neil Sedaka, he co-wrote many hits, including Calendar Girl, Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, and Crying in the Rain with Carole King. Also wrote the TV theme songs, including Bewitched. Died on this date in 1986. In 1982, Frank Zappa's son Dweezil and his daughter Moon Unit formed a band called Fred Zeppelin. Their first single was called My Mother is a Space Cadet. In 1979, Randy Jackson of the Jackson 5 was seriously injured in a car crash, breaking both legs. It almost died in the emergency room when a nurse inadvertently injected him with methadone. That happened on this date in 1979. On this date in 1978, the IRS carried out a dawn raid at the home of the killer, Jerry Lee Lewis, and removed cars worth over $170,000 to pay off his tax debts. In 1974, ABBA. I love that. One of my favorite memories. I was like 6 years old, but we'll always remember Regis Philbin on, the show. And I always got this question right. It was the easiest question, and a guy missed like $100,000. It was a huge one, and it was, what band can spell their name front and backwards the same way? ABBA, that's the name. Anyway, Waterloo, their first single from their second album and their first single to be credited to the groups performing under the name ABBA. It later became the winning entry for Sweden in the 1974 Eurovision Song Contest and a #1 hit in several countries. It reached the U.S. top 10 and went on to sell nearly 6 million copies, making it one of the best-selling singles in history. You know, I like ABBA. I really do. I think they're a good band. In 1976, the Rolling Stones went to #1 on the U.S. singles chart with Ruby Tuesday, the group's fourth #1 U.S. single. Let's Spend the Night Together was the original A-side, but after radio stations banned the song, Tuesday became the A-side. In 1966, we already talked about John Lennon saying the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. And in 1963, the Beach Boys released Surfin' USA, a song with lyrics by Brian Wilson set to the music of Sweet Little 16 by Chuck Berry. Billboard ranked Surfin' the USA #1 song of 1963. And that's a look on this date in history. We'll take a quick break. Coming back with top of the hour news. It's 10 o'clock in downtown Alton. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mike Keith. This is where I am today. Let me show you how I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back. Top of the hour news on a Monday. It is the 4th day of March, and here's what's happening this morning around the River Bend. We'll take you to Jerseyville first. A wonderful organization that I can't share enough great things about, and Dalton Brown filling us in some more. Mustache March for PD. Recently presented a donation check to the Jersey County Churches United, a coalition of Jersey County pastors and the Jersey County Sheriff's Office. These funds, which total over $1,000, will help the organization continue its many community outreach projects, such as preparing meals and repairing homes for seniors. Mustache March for PD is an Alton-based organization which promotes a more positive relationship between police departments and citizens while raising funds for items that police budgets would otherwise not allow for. The organization also raises funds that go back into the community, such as those presented to the JCCU. In 2023, Jersey County Sheriff set up a community zone patrol and assigned a deputy to each zone in an effort to more closely engage with the community. During this process, the department discovered many Jersey County residents that are in need, particularly the elderly residents. To help address these needs in the community, a group of local pastors, church outreach leaders, and the sheriff began meeting to discuss the needs of Jersey County, eventually joining forces as the Jersey Community Churches United. Today, the coalition organizes community outreach events, quote, aimed at spreading seeds of hope, encouragement, and love in Jersey County, end quote. According to a press release from the group, while they took a break over the holidays, they are now ready to move full steam ahead this spring. Last November, the group blessed Jerseyville East and West Elementary Schools faculty with breakfast as they entered the building to start the day. Hardee's, Taco Bell, Walmart, Starbucks, and Bunkhouse Joe's Coffee joined the coalition to provide donated food and drinks. The JCCU provided fruit, breakfast bars, juice, and frappuccinos, along with an encouraging prayer postcard and a mirrored button with an inspiring Bible verse. Previous outreach efforts also include last June when volunteers came together for the senior citizens of the area. They cooked and delivered 1 week's worth of meals to several homes, repaired a kitchen faucet, replaced a front door, mowed lawns, and even power washed a home. In 2023, in September, volunteers visited 4 homes. They replaced a front door, demolished a carport, cleaned up a storm-damaged tree, replaced a floor, and pulled up bushes. The group's outreach efforts expanded significantly in October when volunteers visited over 15 homes and they fixed a mailbox, cleaned gutters and weeded a garden, replaced a back door, fixed a shed wall, and delivered over 140 meals. RP Lumber came alongside the coalition to support these outreaches. The Alliance also supports a household good pantry in conjunction with Diane Stumpy's Food Pantry at the Got Faith Ministry building at 508 West Pine Street in Jerseyville. Families can visit the pantry once a month and receive paper towels, toilet paper, shampoo, laundry detergent, dishwash liquids, body soap, toothbrushes, toothpaste, and deodorant. Several local businesses, organizations, and volunteers have lent their support to make the JCCU program a success. The organization encourages all community members to participate, whether by donating goods, volunteering their time, or through cash donations. Cash donations must be sent to JCCU at 508 West Pine Street, Jerseyville, Illinois 62052. Household goods can be delivered to the Got Faith Ministry building at the same address on Tuesdays from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m., Thursdays from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m., and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. To learn more about the JCCU or to get involved, you can visit their official website at jccu.church, where you can sign up to volunteer or even request help. For more information about the wonderful organization known as Mustache March for PD, a local organization doing national organization objectives, I am so impressed with this organization. You can visit mustachemarchforpd.com today and help get involved, donate to their upcoming fundraiser so they can help provide more opportunities to the local community police departments and others doing wonderful things throughout the Riverbend region. Out of Alton, the combination of Josh Weed and Marty Gerloff captured first place in the weekend Twisted Cat Outdoors Fishing Tournament in Alton with a total catch of 116.86 pounds. Weed Gerloff won $10,080 for the first place overall triumph. How about that? Second place went to Joseph Collins, Joseph Quinn, and Robert Ostrander with a big fish of 102 pounds. How about that? And a total weight of 113.48 pounds. The second place honor brought in $5,040 for the fishermen. Castaway Customs MWSC Big Fish paid $500 to the fishermen for a full gallery and slideshow that's available online to see those big fish, those big old catfish getting pulled out of the river. And that 100-pounder is one that you want to check out. Sydney Sinks reporting out of Alton. The St. Louis City Soccer Club has made it to Alton with their Play On program, which provides free soccer training to area youth. The program encourages kids to engage in play-based practices where they learn technical skills and decision-making. In collaboration with SALT, the Play On program provided a winter session in Alton with professional coaches and several kids who attended every week. Everything is play-based, so we are using a play-practice-play approach where the kids have a lot of little, small-sided games that we do promote their soccer IQ, not only the technical abilities, but really developing them, making smart decisions on the field, explained Sasha Bauer, the Director of Regional Training and Education with St. Louis City SC. We have a very holistic approach. We want to promote life skills development in sports as well, so we always promote emotional and social skills and training sessions that they're able to hopefully transfer into other areas of life. In addition to scouting with talent and provide a free activity for kids, Bauer said the Play On program also allows them to bring together kids from across the region. The winter session will conclude with a tournament in which kids are put into teams and play each other throughout the day. Bauer pointed out that this allows kids from different areas to work together while practicing the skills they have learned. The program has received positive feedback from parents and kids, and while they will not be offering a spring session in Alton, Ferguson and Fairmont will both offer spring sessions, which will start in late March. For more information, you can follow along on the Play On webpage. One final bit of news for you at 10:13 out of Edwardsville. 2 individuals have been charged in separate cases with weapons-related charges in Madison County, including a domestic dispute that escalated when guns were drawn. Here's what we know. Bakari J. Descartes, 43, of Glen Carbon, was charged with aggravated unlawful use of weapons, unlawful possession of weapons by a felon, and domestic battery. Descartes had a previously convicted felon illegally possessed a revolver in which he used in a heated altercation between family members. A petition filed to deny his release describes the incident on February 4th as follows. The defendant was involved in an altercation with his 21-year-old daughter in which he pushed her into a corner and aggressively screamed at her. Her mother intervened, producing a firearm and ordering the defendant to leave the premises. The defendant then produced his own firearm, pointing it to the back of the girl's mother. He then reached for her gun, causing it to discharge. The defendant then fled the scene. Descartes was charged with a Class 2 felony for aggravated unlawful use of weapons, a Class 3 felony for unlawful possession of weapons by a felon, a Class A misdemeanor for domestic battery. The Madison County Sheriff's Office presented the case, and Descartes was remanded to be held in jail until his initial court appearance. Duran D. Thomas, 34, of East St. Louis, was charged with unlawful possession of weapons by a felon. And on January the 18th, Thomas allegedly possessed a Taurus .38 special revolver after previously being convicted of unlawful possession of methamphetamine in Monroe County. The Granite City Police Department presented the latest case against Thomas, and he faces a Class 3 felony. Court documents indicate he was released upon his signature of conditions of pretrial release order. At 10:15, let's take a look at weather. It's 69 degrees out there. It feels like 70 today, breezy and very warm with some sun, then clouds. Tonight, plenty of clouds with a heavy thunderstorm, mild in temperature other than the thunderstorms. Thunderstorms can bring flooding downpours, damaging wind gusts, and even an isolated tornado. Temperatures will reach 76 degrees today, drop down to 53 overnight. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, no rain in the forecast. A high of only 57 degrees, a low of 41. On Wednesday, a high of 60, a low of 40. Then on Thursday, a 70% chance of rain, a high of 60 degrees again, a low of 40. Then on Friday, a 90% chance of thunderstorms. These ones could get nasty. A high of 60 and a low of 36. Let's take a look at Alton Sky Cam right now for you. Look at that, the sun peeking through. That's a nice shot of downtown Alton. You can see this sky cam in real time all the time, RiverBender.com /weather. And for time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back. Rehab, recover, and return home. Before I take a quick pause, let me fill you in on Sparks Junk Removal, the best. That's right, I had to yell at what they do. You know, Denise, I had to get your attention somehow, you know. Hey, Denise Sparks is just an amazing person. And, you know, we always see business owners out there that, you know, it's one of my biggest pet peeves. And they'll go, support local, shop small. But they'll never go into any other small business or share their posts. They just do as I say, not as I do, not what Denise Sparks. What Denise Sparks gives is what she gives out. And I'm telling you what, Denise Sparks, there is nobody more community-focused than she is. You know, whether or not it's for those free Christmas tree pickup programs, whether or not it's for that weekly trash service that she has just taken the area by storm with, is it for her junk removal and hauling services that she's done the best at for 30 years. There is a lot of things for me to praise Denise Sparks in, but what I love is her commitment to supporting local. You know, in a world where, like I just said, you get a lot of people support us, but they don't support anybody in town. There is nobody more community-oriented than Sparks Junk Removal. That's why when you call the Sparks phone number, guess who you get? Sparks Junk Removal. You know, I called and ordered pizza the other day and was talking to a call center. Yeah, that's where the world's going. But at Sparks Junk Removal, when you support this local company who lives local, who breathes local, who bleeds local, you are going to get Sparks Junk Removal on the phone, and whether or not you use them for weekly trash pickup or their other selected services that they're the best at, you're going to win always. You're winning because you're supporting local. You're winning because you're supporting local with a company that supports local, and you're winning because you're using the best in the business that always has time for you. SparksJunkRemoval.net. That's SparksJunkRemoval.net. Start your journey with the Queen of Junk today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit Falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hey, we have breaking news. National news, but it is breaking. The Supreme Court has unanimously ruled against the removal of Donald Trump from the 2024 ballot in Colorado. Donald Trump just issued a statement, a big win for America. Our Associated Press will be getting out a news release here in the next couple of seconds. If you're tuned in now, the Supreme Court of the United States has unanimously ruled against the removal from the 2024 ballot in Colorado. They ruled in favor of the former president, who's giving remarks here now, and the Associated Press will keep us updated as always, as they are our national news partner, and we will wait for them to issue a press release, but that is just happening a few moments ago, and we'll stay up to date on it through the AP. But right now, as it sits, let me switch this around because before Mary Cordes comes, it's the All-Star Award. Let's get this going right here on RiverBender.com. That's one smart pig. That's what they said in North Carolina anyway. After an escaped pig became an unlikely internet celebrity when residents of two North Carolina towns spotted them wandering through their yard. The pig was first spotted Wednesday on Falcon Drive in Wendell, and social media lit up with photos videos and reports of sightings of the pig wandering through various Wednell and Nightdale neighborhoods. Now, Wake County Animal Control said officers were able to take to social media and the celebrity swine right into custody after it made its way south to Eagleview Drive. The male pig, nicknamed Thanos by rescuers, was taken to Wake County Animal Center on a stray hold. Officials said they're now trying to find the pig's owner, and state law requires them, listen to this, to auction the animal off if no one comes forward to claim him. What an awful ending. I hope that owner gets a hold of his pig. That's terrible. Man, I wasn't expecting that today. What a sad end. Hey, dozens of unattended gas pumps across New Zealand were out of service for several hours due to a leap year-related software issue. I ain't got no gas. Gas station chains include Ally Petroleum, Gull, Z, and Waitomo reported they could not process card payments on Thursday because their computer system not programmed to accept February 29th as a valid date. Hope nobody had to go anywhere on the 29th. Motorists have been turning up and unable to get fuel. Julian Lays, the spokesperson for Gold New Zealand, told the New York Times, "It's been incredibly frustrating for our customers." He also said they could care less as a company. No. Lay said Gold gas stations, as well as all New Zealand gas stations with unattended pumps, use technology provider Invenco. Payments were still able to be processed at gas stations where employees were present, but some stations said customers had to go inside then paying at the pump. Oh, first world problems. I had to go inside? Give me a break. John Scott, the chief executive of Invenco, said, "My bad." Oh, wait, no. He said the company operates pumps in over 100. That was good. But in over 100 companies, and only New Zealand was affected by the issue. We clearly know about leap years, Scott said. We've been dealing with them for the last 20 to 30 years. Well, you haven't figured them out yet, Scott. How about you rephrase your quote to the press? Kind of sounded like he was an angry guy. Obviously didn't know about leap year in New Zealand. He said the issue resulted from a specific software update from the early days of COVID. Blame it again. He said the system was back online around 7 p.m. Thursday. Give me a break. What a whiner. Hey, out of Illinois, a woman used her favorite color to select a scratch-off ticket on her birthday and scored a $1 million prize. I'm playing the lottery all wrong. I'm going based on odds and not about looks. The woman told Illinois Lottery that she stopped by a BP gas station on South Harlem Avenue in Palos Heights on her birthday to buy some gas. And while inside, she noticed that $25 diamond crossword 10X ticket was purple, which is her favorite color. You know, every story I read has this $25 diamond crossword 10X ticket. I think that I'm starting to figure out where people are winning on. She decided to buy one of the tickets to treat herself to a birthday gift, and she never looked back. When I scratched the ticket in my car, I kept seeing wins that were getting bigger and bigger, the player recalled. As I got to the end, I realized it was worth $1 million. I couldn't believe it. I went back to the gas station to double check, and it was real. I instantly started crying. My legs felt like noodles. I don't think I would be able to drive home. She described her prizes as life-changing. My husband and I work to provide for our family, and we want to be able to give our kids all the opportunities the world has to offer. This win will make a difference in our lives and in theirs. Never in a million years did I think my life would change in an instant like this, while all of us are stuck working 9 to 5. There's still hope. Not a lot of it. Just being honest. Hey, drivers on an Ohio interstate came across an unusual traffic hazard over the weekend. A pair of police horses trotting against traffic on the highway. The two animals on the lam caused an unusual you already used that. Come on. Traffic jam Saturday afternoon as they wove through slowing traffic and then stopped it on Interstate 90 in downtown Cleveland. This is a busy road. Could you imagine you have a meeting, you're on the phone with a client, your boss, maybe your family has an emergency at the hospital, you're having a baby, and you got to call somebody and go, hey, I'm going to be late. I got stopped in traffic by two wandering horses. Cleveland.com reported the video from the Ohio Department of Transportation. It showed animals trotting on the side of the road near the unit stables around 2:15 p.m. Saturday. Now, another video showed them heading westbound in the eastbound interstate lane, slowing and then halting traffic. I'm sure all the public appreciated this. And a Cleveland Police Sergeant Wilfredo Diaz told reporters that these horses were members of the department's mounted division. He said they inadvertently strayed during routine care and exercise. I'll rephrase it. They got loose. Mounted officers promptly recovered both horses after causing a traffic jam. I love how they omitted that part, ensuring their safety and no further incidents ensued. Now, video of the horseplay prompted a good deal of online hilarity. That's pretty funny. And it prompted a good bit of online hilarity. And with even the transportation department getting into the snarky act. Some real horsepower on I-90 in downtown Cleveland. Any injuries? Nay. The department posted on their Twitter and X and failed to, say, hey, are bad for causing the traffic delays. Anyway, they're an all-star on this date at 10:30 a.m. We'll take a quick pause. Beyond the Shelves, Hayner Library hits you next right here in downtown Alton. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, woman-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mike Keith. This is where I am today. Let me show you how I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Monday of the month. Oh, you aren't the All-Star Award. We just had the All-Star Award.
I think I'm an All-Star.
Well, not that All-Star Award.
No, not that All-Star.
Not
that All-Star.
No, we don't want that one. That's what we give to non-library card holders.
Okay, yeah. We have a special All-Star for library card holders.
Now, is the newsletter gone out?
It's out to print, so people should be getting it in their mailboxes relatively soon, in the next few weeks, couple weeks.
I love it. I'm telling you what, I hate mail, and I tell people that all the time. I always laugh because I get these little magazines that have all these ads in it, and I'm thinking, folks, this is just getting thrown right in the trash.
Right.
You know,
Right.
sorry, it's
Yep.
just going right in the
Yep.
trash can. And you know what? With a newsletter, though, it really makes you feel like an Altonian. You know, there's just something about it.
That's true.
And you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
just seeing it, you know, it just puts a smile on my face. It gives me a sense of community pride getting it in the mail.
Yeah, we've talked about maybe like redesigning it and things. I'm like, you know what? It's kind of at this point, this is what it sounds bad because this is what it looked like when I was a kid.
Right.
But, you know, it's like, come up with a new one. But people recognize it when it pops up in the mailbox.
It's branding in a different way because there's no way you can change it now.
I don't think so.
Well, and just the look of it, it really feels like the library. You know, it's just your guys' touch.
Yep.
And now, I mean, there's a lot of exciting stuff coming down the pipeline.
There's a lot that's coming up.
You just got back from Phoenix.
I did.
How was your trip?
It was great.
Did you fly or
we
drive?
flew.
Oh,
We flew.
good
Short
for you.
weekend.
Good
Short
for you.
weekend. Went to see some
That's
family.
a long drive.
Yeah, it is. Well, we went on Friday and came home last night, so it's a too long to drive. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
for
be
that
terrible.
short of a time.
That'd have been terrible.
That'd be the
All right,
worst trip
hello.
to
Now we
Phoenix
gotta go. We saw Phoenix. Now get back in the car.
Exactly.
So where do we start?
So I thought one of the things I thought we'd talk about today are just a couple of the programs that are coming up, and then maybe talk about how to get a library card, because we always talk about the library, but I don't think we've ever talked about how to actually get a card. So.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, it dawned on me on the way in here. I was like, oh, we've never talked about how to actually get a card, so let's do that. So,
perfect.
But we do have a couple programs coming up. We've got Scott Latham and Carl Holmes duo. They're going to be at the mall upstairs in the performance room. I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but Scott is a musician, an arranger, and a composer. And then Carl Holmes does every imaginable impersonation you can think of. One person, he can do Al Green, Ray Charles, Barry White, Michael Jackson, Prince, Marvin Gaye, Nat King Cole, Elvis, Frank Sinatra, Tom Jones, The Temptations. He even does all the Temptations.
No way.
Yes. All 5 Temptations voices by himself. And it's a really fun evening. So it's going to be...
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be Tuesday, March 19th. It's free. Anybody's welcome to come at 6:30 p.m.
At Alton Square Mall?
At Alton Square Mall. It's probably... I'm not adult programming as in, like only adults. But I don't know how, kids might have a blast. I don't know.
That is really cool. How long have they been going to you guys?
They've been coming for several years, actually, and people love them. In fact, we didn't have them in our last quarter, and somebody came up to me at one of the programs and said, when are you having Scott and Carl come again? And I said, oh, and somebody else heard it and said, yeah, we want to see them. And I said, okay, we'll get them next quarter. So yeah, they're coming on March 19th.
Is it the concert, is it music, or is there a little humor in his?
A little of both.
That's what I thought. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, they have a good time together.
You can't just do an Elvis impersonation without sticking a pillow in there and dancing around.
Exactly. Having a little fun with that. Yeah.
So what time is that again in date?
That's
just to get
on Tuesday, March 19th at 6:30 p.m. upstairs in our Alton Square Mall performance room. And we ask people to call and register if you can. It's 1-800-613-3163, or you can just call the library and we'll transfer you to that extension.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then before we move on, I wanted to ask you because I just saw Ed Wheatley's Facebook today.
Oh yeah.
What date is he going to be on?
So Ed is coming. I've got him right here. He's coming on Wednesday, April 3rd. And that's going to be in the new newsletter, but that's at that weird time where the newsletter should be in mailboxes, but not 100% sure. So he's coming on April 3rd at 6:30 p.m. at the mall library downstairs in the mall library itself.
He had a great post today. There was 4 men that were still alive that walked on the moon. And he put on his Facebook, he goes, 4 men still alive that walked on the moon and only 3 St. Louis Browns players left.
Wow.
Isn't that
really?
wild to think about?
Wow, yeah,
he put that up today, and I just thought about that and then thought about his conversation coming up.
Yep.
If you haven't heard this yet, I'm telling you what, I've had the luxury, whether I was with Ray over in the St. Louis airwaves or just on the show, it's such a wealth of knowledge.
He really is.
And he
really
tells the story, Mary, in a way that it's not like this bullet A to B to C to D.
Yes.
It's really well-rounded.
He's a storyteller. He's won awards for his storytelling, and he has so many great facts. And just if you love any kind of sports in St. Louis, he's not going to just focus on one. He's talking about everything from chess to baseball, wrestling, all of that. So he's going to be coming, and it's free. We'd love for everybody to come. Bring the kids. It'll be a really interesting if you have young ones that are getting into sports, and just to know the history of the sports that we have in our area is something that's kind of amazing.
Well, and just we have some unique trivia notes and just historical significance with our sports too. So when you go, you're actually going to learn some completely new stuff. It's not things you hear every day either.
When he was sending me some of the trivia to put in his write-up in our newsletter, I was like, I didn't know that. Really? I didn't know that.
But it's one where you almost, he's 100% honest, but it's so like, really? And you have to almost Google it yourself just to see it.
How did I not? I grew up here. How did I not know that?
I just wanted to make sure we got that across.
Yeah, he'll be on April 3rd at 6:30 p.m. at the mall. So come on out for that.
And now that's really cool. I'm looking on your newsletter right now. I did not know that you guys did filing for 1040s.
Well, we had that program. That was in January.
Oh, did I miss
we
it?
did. Yeah. Well, no, you didn't miss it. The rain or the snow and the ice. Yeah. that kind of
forgot all about that, Al.
We were going to have the IRS come in and help us talk to people about how to file their taxes through My Tax Illinois, but the weather took care of that one for us. I had my little note here was for April 8th because we're giving out free eclipse glasses.
Oh,
so our area isn't in the complete totality like we were in 2017, but we're pretty close. I think we're going to be in 60% or so. So we've got free eclipse glasses.
I'm going to look right up there at it.
Yeah. right.
The most iconic shot of 2017. I will never forget that picture from the White House.
I know. I'm staring straight into the sun.
It doesn't matter where you sit politically. It was just the fact it happened.
Yes, exactly. So we've got free eclipse glasses. We're going to start handing those out. I'm going to pull them out tomorrow and get them out into the library. So don't come in today to get them, but start tomorrow. I'll get those out for everybody. And we'll have those up until the eclipse, which is on April 8th. So, you can get those.
Did you see that on the news where you can fly the eclipse pad?
I did. How much money do you have to have that could be a thing?
Well, my thought too is I hate getting on an airplane.
Right, exactly.
Why would I want to sit on an airplane for 3 hours to go through this?
Right.
No, thank you.
Well, and I read something where the state of Arkansas its population is going to double that day because it's in the path of totality. All the people coming in, and Northern Texas has it, and their Department of Transportation is considering like an emergency warning because there's going to be so many cars on the road. So, just stay here, watch 60% of it, get your free Eclipse glasses from the library.
Well,
and
the other 40% you don't see it on the news later because there's going to be some way that you'll see this thing.
Exactly. So, we have those for everybody.
And, so, any time you can stop by the library?
Yeah, starting tomorrow. And I would come mid-morning because I have to get them out. I've got to distribute them. We've got to get them out to the mall. So I would come after lunch.
How do you guys get all that stuff? I've never really asked that question, but never understood that.
So we have all of our new materials are processed at our downtown location in our administrative offices. We have a department. I'd love to get the technical services department on here to talk about it. But basically, the short of it is that everything's processed downtown. And then we actually have maintenance department that takes materials back and forth between the locations from Hayner. And then we have a courier from all of the things that are requested through the Illinois Heartland Library System through interlibrary loan. They're dropped off at Alton Square.
Wow.
And then our maintenance department brings those back and forth between the two locations. So everything that's brand new, starts downtown, and then gets distributed out to the other locations.
That's super cool. And I wanted to plug this real quick. I don't know if you saw Thursday, Lee Cox came by, and we were talking about
Alabama story.
And she gave you a hell of a plug.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Just a heck of one. She talked,
Great.
And it was really cool to hear how, and she said it on the show, so I'm not, just in case people go, CJ, why are you saying this? She was talking about how her husband was sick at the time, and she needed some books on education and how to deal with that certain illness. And she talked about really having those, and then other opportunities you provided for her. Plus, anytime she asks for something, you always try to find a way.
Yes.
Was it a script or a book that you had to get over to her?
Probably a script if I had to guess, because we can get it. That's the thing that people don't realize. We can get almost anything. So if there's a manuscript or a script or a movie or a play that somebody wants, we can try to get that through interlibrary loan. And it doesn't have to be just in our area. We've gotten things from all the states. I feel like we've maybe gotten something from Hawaii. That might be the one state we haven't gotten something from. But we've gotten them we've had something from Alaska through interlibrary loans, so we can get it here.
All I got from Hawaii was food poisoning. But I really just wanted to give a shout out to that because she talked about
that's wonderful.
That library card.
Little theater. I know they say, the libraries, little theater. We're so lucky to have them too.
Yeah.
So
I told everyone whenever I had you guys come on the show, it really hit my jackpot because I wanted Alton Little Theater and you guys. That was the two Alton places I wanted to promote more than anything. Mm-hmm. And the reason being is because all the things y'all do.
Yep.
But, we were talking about library cards, and they hear me kind of ramble about them, but really, let's go through what comes with that library card.
Yeah, so to get a library card, a Hayner library card, I should say, you have to live in Alton, Godfrey, or Foster Township because you pay taxes if you live in Alton, Godfrey, or Foster Township to the Hayner Public Library District, so that entitles you to a library card. So to get a card, you can just come in, you can show your ID, as long as it has your current address on it, that's all you need. If it doesn't, just bring in a piece of mail, something that shows you live in our library district, and then we'll get you a library card, just photo ID. That's all it takes. We do have online registration at our website, which is haynerlibrary.org. We recently, the entire Illinois Heartland Library System recently switched over to a new software. So there's that one piece isn't working just yet, but we're working on getting it working. But yeah, just stop by the library and pick up a card. It takes literally 5 minutes.
So why don't we do this? I'm going to show you how to. Oh wait, so you said online's not working just yet?
It's not working just yet, but you can
we
go
show
ahead and
them?
Yeah, sure.
I just wanted to show you this on our screen here. Yep. Let's go on the scene here. So, there we go. You can't see that.
Yep.
So we go right here. How do I?
Mm-hmm.
Library services.
Mm-hmm.
Get a library card, and then
and that's all the information, and then you just click right there, and normally it will take you straight to a link. Right now, it's taking you to our online card catalog, but normally it will take you straight there. So,
but that's seriously it, folks. Yeah. You go to that. You go to the library.
It's even easier than that. Actually, scroll all the way up to the top. See the very, very, very top.
Card sign up.
You just click right there, and it takes you
get a library
card, and then you go straight to it. So
I like this showing the screen too. That way they can watch along with us at home. home.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just really wonderful. And my thing is too, we always talk about some of the, different programs, but just the everyday savings that you could accrue.
Yes.
I saw that Netflix is like $24.99 now.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
You guys, with the cards, you get ad-free, for free movies and TV with Biblio Plus.
yeah.
There's all these different opportunities. What comes with the library card, man?
So with a library card, like you said, you've got access to lots of online resources. So if you can't get to the library or you're busy and you think, I came down and got my card, but I don't really have time to come down. If you're on that website, again, if you just go to the online, I think it says online resources.
Yep.
And the very top one is, I can't remember what it says. I think it's, I'm not seeing the screen. Yeah, online databases is access to all kinds of different things like consumer reports, different websites for small businesses. There's legal forms on there. If you're interested in starting a small business, there's information on doing that. There's homework help. And then if you scroll back up to the top, and I'm sorry, I'm not really able to see it. Ebooks and digital collections.
Mm-hmm.
The second one down is ebooks and digital magazines. Patrons can get straight to there. There's Cloud Library, there's Overdrive, which gives you access to ebooks, audiobooks, digital magazines. There's a couple thousand different digital magazines. There's children's ebooks and games. There are Biblio Plus, like you said, which is free streaming movies and TV shows, unlimited. All of that is free with your library card.
Well, I love the kids games too, because I was seeing something the other day that was really fascinating to me. And what it was that they're finding out that these kids apps and stuff that parents are downloading for their kids to play and know they're safe are actually one of the biggest risks for having your data shared.
Yep, exactly.
And because they're not from, trusted companies, they're just from a guy that developed an app that's trying to get your data. And now, I mean, to have a safe spot to go where hey, nothing's getting tracked, no one's collecting your data. This is from a safe and reliable company. Tumble Books for kids is just wonderful too. That's what I think is great, is the fact that you can do all this on your own. Yeah, but there's a lot of unknowns in the world of online. There are a lot
of unknowns.
And you don't want, with all the ways, I mean, I'm telling you, I freaked out the other day, Mary, because I was paying my city bill. And I was paying sewer, and all of a sudden I went to hit pay, and my credit card popped up and said, type in your 3-digit security card to pay the bill. And I went, oh my God, I'm getting this off of here right away.
Yeah, it says, do you want to save your credit card information? No, I do not.
And this is why, because when you have those third-party apps and all of those things, they collect all of that data.
They do. And that's the one thing we don't do. And, I know sometimes people, like for instance, on your library card, one of the things you can do is you can track your reading history. Because if you're like me, you can't remember everything you've checked out. And then somebody will say something, you'll go, oh, I read this book. Let me see if I can find it. We don't keep track of that history.
Yeah.
You can turn it on. It's your option as a patron to turn it on, but we don't keep track of what you're reading. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm glad we talked about that because more and more people are getting worried. And I've noticed that too. There was these apps, because you watch YouTube and there's those stupid games, where you swipe left or right to get the coins. One day I downloaded it just to see. All it was an app to collect your data with the awful mini game.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's all safe. That's why I think the biggest call to action is when you go through your services, you know that you're in a safe avenue of the internet, which
and the information is correct.
Exactly.
And that's the other thing too. I mean, even people who are very literate, online literate, you still don't know where this information is coming from. And so on these databases and things that you're using for research, they've been vetted, they've been edited, they're written by professionals, and you can trust them, especially if you're doing schoolwork. So, but you can get all kinds of digital information. At the library, we have copy machines, we have scanners, we have a fax machine that's built into ours, because every once in a while somebody still needs to fax something.
No kidding.
Where can you go? You can come to the library and do it for free. You can scan to a flash drive for free. I know. Every once in a while, people still need that. So we have it. We've got Wi-Fi. We've got hotspots you can check out, and laptops you can check out with your card. Like we said, you can actually use your public library card at any. Illinois is great about public libraries, so you can use your public library your library card at any public library in the entire state. So if you're up in Chicago, you can pick something up while you're up there, like maybe an audiobook, listen to it on the way home, return it at Hayner, we'll send it back up to Chicago. You can do that. We can get interlibrary loan materials from across the country. It's great.
Well, I was listening. It was kind of funny. And I'm not saying it's because of us, but I'm going to hint that it's because of us, just in case one of of the hosts is listening to this show today. I was listening to one of the radio stations in St. Louis that I happened to used to work for, and I started noticing all these St. Louis Public Library commercials. And it's because I think sometimes they happen to watch the show and realize the resources that await you. But I was listening to some of their calls to action, and I was sitting there going, you know, when I think of St. Louis County, I think of all this, because there's a lot more funds that go through St. Louis County than Madison County. It's just true. Yeah. So I thought, well, this should be interesting. Let's see what they offer. The same exact stuff. Literally the same exact stuff.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how you guys are really just neck and neck with the major city library system. That's a huge, huge testament.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really appreciative of that, and we have staff who really are very good at what they do, and they're constantly keeping an eye out for new materials, new products, new things that would be helpful to our patrons. And, you know, there's a lot out there, so we have to really take a look at, you know, sometimes people come and say, well, how come you don't have this? Well, because maybe only a handful of people are going to take advantage of it, and we have to look at the bigger picture. But we're always keeping our eye out for what's new and what can we try. So...
Well, and that's what I think is really cool, too, is the fact that we have those opportunities, you know, and that's what my biggest call to action is really, Mary, is the fact that so many times everyone always likes to look out and out, but I mean, we literally have the same thing as major cities have.
We
right
really
here
do.
in our
We really
library
do.
district.
And a shout out to our local libraries too. So you can take your Hayner library card and use it at East Alton, Wood River, Edwardsville. You know, any close public library, if you're back and forth between those places a lot, and you can return things back and forth at each other's libraries. So that's kind of the nice thing too. Just because you check it out at one place doesn't mean you can't return it at another.
100%.
And it'll get back to us.
Well, I wanted to shout this out because I really didn't have a handle on things until just now. So this on your Library of Things tab, there's now instruction manuals for all of these. I never saw it before.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at this, an automotive code reader, an Epson, is that Epson?
Epson.
Epson projector, a portable PA speaker. And that's perfect for, you know, like the Riverbend CEO groups out there. Renting a sound system's $500.
It's expensive. Just check it out for free.
Exactly.
And it's nice. I mean, it really projects quite loudly.
I'm sure it does. And, I mean, even for a family, maybe they have a family gathering for a birthday party and they want some music. There you go.
Bubble machine. So we were out in Phoenix this weekend. We walked past, the kids had a little group, and there was a bubble machine. And I was like, oh, you can check that out at the library. And Paul turns around and says, my husband says, is there anything you can't check out at the library? I said, not really. I mean, there's something for everybody, but bubble machine is one of them. So.
Well, and I'm only noticing this because you have the instruction guide for some of them. The other thing I always thought about, because this happened to me during my junior year in the most important testing period of anyone's life, my TI-84 Plus went out. I had no calculator at the last second, literally the day before all the fun began. And if that ever happened to you, guess what? You go to Hayner Library, rent it for the day, borrow it, get through what you need, and then you're taken care of.
Well, another, you know, the other thing too is like maybe your kids just have like a 2-week course that they're taking where the teacher says you need a TI calculator. They're $100 and something.
You're 100% right. I never thought about that.
So just check it out for a couple of weeks, get yourself through that little test, and then bring it back.
My mom was so PO'd because of geometry, my high school.
Yes, mine too.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
How much is this calculator?
And you only need it for 2 weeks?
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, so check it out from us.
But, and you know, we're middle class families, so we don't have all the money in the world to go spend $200 at a time. And And I remember her on the phone trying to text people, do you have a calculator just to get through this?
Yes. My mom was like, take care of that because your next sister is going to use it, and then the following one, and then the one after that. So you need to take care of that stuff.
Well, and just like this too, I mean, I'm looking at just the most unique things, like a stand mixer, cake cutters, a harp.
We do. We have a little harp. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I think this is the coolest thing you guys do, and here's why. All of these are different genres. They're different categories. And just like you guys do in terms of learning, in terms of reading, in terms of resources, there's all these different genres and categories. There's literally something for everybody.
There is. We tried to think of like just this to start it out. And we're adding new stuff all the time. So we're getting ready, or I think we might have actually just added them. We have some board games for families that have children with vision issues. So we have Braille board games. And we have that we're getting ready
That
to
is
check out
so
because we have some
cool.
kids who are coming in who have this need. And those kids should also be able to use the library just like everybody else.
Yes.
And so we saw a need, and one of our staff members said, I think we could really use this. And it's like, well, if you think we can use it, let's do it. And so we're going to see how it goes. But we tried to look at everybody. You know, maybe there's people that are into baking, but then there's also people, you're moving. So we have a moving kit. So those straps that you can use to move heavy furniture and the coasters and, you know, everything from baking kits down to moving supplies. So
Well, and then that's what you read it because I was going to ask you. I didn't realize you had a literal moving kit like shoulder dolly and furniture slides and those little things. You know,
you need them once.
Exactly.
You need them
and
once.
Then, I mean, you go over to a place and you try to rent it out and it's not there. And if you rent it, you still got to pay the money for it.
Exactly.
And use your library.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wanted to hit on that because, you know, there's just that little cherry on top to what you all do because the resource guides and the ebooks and the digital collections are so top notch and really well stacked. You're going to find everything.
You are. And I wrote an article for the upcoming newsletter, and I talked about what you can do with your library card. And I'm really happy about that article because I think there's so many things people don't realize that we do just on a day-to-day basis. But I had to do a count for how many things we have. I think we're up to like 185,000 books. Physical books in the collection, and that doesn't include the electronic resources. So I mean, people think, oh, you know, you've got the moving kits and all that. Do you still do books? Yeah, we still do books. We have 185,000 of them for you to pick from. So yeah, so we still have, in addition to all these really cool things we're doing, we still are mindful of the fact that we're a library, and we still have everything from the traditional library user to somebody new who's like, I'm all digital. I don't want to come do that.
Because we're in a unique period of transition,
We are.
because there's still a few holdouts where we ain't get exactly. And I'm there on a lot of things.
Yeah.
I hate you should see my office. We have one of the best CRMs out there, and I use paper all the time.
I do too.
You know?
I'm always walking around. I'm surprised I don't have one taped to my purse now. A Post-it note taped to my purse. Paulie says, you know, there's a notepad and a calendar on your phone. I'm like, yeah,
but I don't check it.
I don't look at it. I look at my purse. I pick my purse up.
When I write it down, I remember it better too. Weird
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly.
So while we're talking, we have about a minute left. How do we get our library card?
So come to either the downtown library, which is at 326 Bell Street, or the Alton Square location, which is on the lower level of Alton Square Mall. Walk up to the desk and bring your ID with you, your photo ID with you. If you're over 18, just bring that in. If it has your current address on it, that's all you need. It takes 5 minutes. Alton, Godfrey, or Foster Township.
There you go. At 10:59, that's how we'll say goodbye
All right.
now. Get your library card in for more information. Check out the article. That'll hit your phones, computers, sometime in the next 24 hours. Mary Court. Mary, thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you.
as always. All of you, I'll see you back here on Tuesday for more of our daily show. Enjoy the 70 degrees.
Beautiful.
I'm getting outside today too.
Yep.
On that note, I'll see you tomorrow and try your best to stay out of jail.